this is something that we've talked about when I was with the Stars broadcast for years now. I think even going back 2 years, this was on the radar. TV rights, how do you get your games to people? Regional sports networks, are they going away? Some were starting to. And now we know that there's a big change, especially for the Dallas Stars, going to an all-streaming platform called Victory Plus, which I believe debuts in just over a week.
Yeah, we're going to launch on September 11th. So all the Stars fans that are listening, pay attention. We're going to have a great event at the factory in DeBellum to launch this the right way so that we get one chance to launch it. And we're certainly proud to do it on September 11th. But that'll be the first opportunity that everybody can start to download the app and get ready for the preseason games. Yes, we are finally going to broadcast preseason games. So the three preseason games at home will be on Victory Plus. And then that'll lead us into the home opener on Saturday that we talked about, Sam. So, yeah, exciting times. I know we're going to get into the details, but the organization is really, really excited to deliver this product for our fans.
Let's get into the details. Yeah. Like, I'm curious. I mean, I know there's a long road. I mean, it wasn't easy as just flipping a switch here. Can you give us the speed bumps?
Yeah, there's been a lot. It's been the most complicated business process and problem I've ever had to solve in my 20 years. So that just tells you how difficult this has been, and it's still not what I would call fixed. Nobody really knows how this is all going to end up, how people are going to view local sports, but we certainly think that this is the future, and this is really the driving reason why we decided to kind of pull the Band-Aid off and go in this direction. This is a 2-year problem, and I can't remember the date that Bally's announced their bankruptcy, but it's been a couple years now. It's like the longest bankruptcy in history. It's still going. But last summer was a very, very difficult time for me and a lot of other presidents, in the leagues. And I think I didn't know, maybe last year around Labor Day, I started to get a sense that we would have games on Bally's and that they would pay us a rights fee. I did not in July, in June, and August know that was a certainty. And so obviously we went through a pretty detailed and elaborate process to figure out what our options were going to be if Bally's went away, you guys. And ultimately they didn't, but we knew the days were numbered. And during that process, I give Jim Lights, our former president, a lot of credit. He introduced me to the CEO of APMC, Neil Gruninger. And Neil said to me he had just launched or was in the process of launching Dude Perfect's direct-to-consumer opportunity. And he said that, hey, we can do this for you. And obviously my antenna went up, and I got our group together, and we really started to work through the issues with he and his company and his executive team. And we weren't sold at the beginning. I mean, there was a lot of days and a lot of questions that we had where, we were naysayers and we debated, and we went through a really heavy due diligence period. But as we continued to work through that, we just got more and more comfortable with them, and we got more and more comfortable with the product and felt really good. And obviously during this time as well, I was, talking to the league about all these options. And so the NHL was going through this, at the same time. And so they were updated on all of this. And so everybody was on the same page, and we needed to figure out a solution. I did not think that the Southwest region for Bally's was going to be here for the long term.
Did you think that streaming was going to be, I mean, look, we're in the digital area market here, and this is a big part of it. Is what DLLS is. It's going to the new age, which is on digital. But were you thinking that over a traditional over-the-air option?
We looked at, I think, every conceivable over-the-air option that existed in Dallas. And I've been asked, hey, why didn't you do a deal with Scripps Sports? Scripps Sports is not in Dallas. They're not an option. That's Florida just announced their deal with them. Vegas has also done a deal with them. That's a traditional over-the-air that's trying to now create a new RSN model through, an over-the-air kind of business component. But we just, the over-the-air opportunities, they were there, but they didn't blow me away. And so I think APMC came along at the right time so that we were wide open. And I think, again, as we just dove in and went along, it got more exciting. We got more comfortable with how it's going to work. And I want all of our fans and listeners to know APMC is a company that cares deeply about the Stars. That company was born out of Calgary, but they have a big Dallas presence. And they stepped up and have been an incredible partner and allowed us to do this, both technology-wise and financially, to deliver this.
Well, it's funny you say that, because one of the things I've seen a lot of consternation about from Stars fans is you lose what they have reported as the rights fee from your RSN, from Bally's. You know, you collect this fee every year, they get your broadcast and they deliver the product. Does it affect your ability to sign players, the bottom line, by not having that RSN fee anymore?
No, it does not. And that goes to what I just said about APMC being an incredible partner. Doing this whole process, you know, we got together in March and we had a conversation, and I said to them, hey, in order for me to break away from this RSN model that we're under, I need a little bit of financial security and I need this thing to be de-risked. And APMC did that. And so this company has allowed us the flexibility to do this under these conditions, to deliver this product for free to our fans. And it's a big experiment. We're going to go through this for the first time, and you guys are going to go through it with us, and our fans that are watching the games are going to go through this with us. So it's exciting. It's also nerve-wracking because we don't know exactly what we're going to find. And I think certainly we're going to think of things that we didn't think about today that we'll need to improve on. So I ask all of our fans to be patient as we go through this. But our technology partner, our broadcast partner, has been fantastic. We would not be here and we wouldn't be able to do this without them, both on the financial side and the technology side.
Was there one thing, like that night, and you wake up the next day and you let everybody know we're pulling the trigger on this? Was there one thing, or was it just a bunch of things? There was one important thing that you needed to hear, needed to finalize, that said, yeah, this is it?
Well, we did a number of tests, y'all. We went through probably 4 or 5 different games during the meat of the season last year, where we tested their technology. We needed to know that they could deliver, a live broadcast. Dude Perfect isn't live, or most of their content isn't live. So we needed to test that. And certainly the tests that we ran on the technology were flawless. I think people are going to find that the technology might be even better than what they were getting from their old cable or satellite provider. And then obviously the economics were really important to this as well. We forget that. And we needed to test the ad technology to make sure that it could deliver different ads to different users like we thought. And again, we ran those tests and it passed flawlessly. So I think once, Luds, we knew that the ad technology and the overall live broadcast technology was good, that allowed us to move forward. And I think at that point, we started to get really comfortable with this being an option for us.
So it feels like your biggest hurdle now, aside from the technological things of making sure that your games are delivered the way you want them and the production is where it needs to be, which we both know all the same people. They are going to deliver. I'm confident, I'm sure you'd say the same, that they'll do everything
100%.
to have a great Dallas Stars broadcast. To me, you have to, because it's not on a channel guide, you have to convince a guy, well, Luddy's going to watch hockey anyway, but you have to market and let people know where it is and how to get it and how to watch it, because it's not just something you stumble on anymore by going to an app, going on your smart TV. You have to intentionally go to those things.
Yeah, it's going to be intentional, viewership. Yeah, you're exactly right. And I think the downloading the app is very user friendly. It's going to be very simple, even for folks like Luds who struggle with technology.
He'll fit in.
He's already right in on the podcast.
He'll fit in on this thing.
We're going to have customer service people there to answer any questions that folks may have. But the downloading of the app and the user friendliness of the app was a big part of why we did this. We knew it couldn't be complicated and it couldn't be difficult. And so we're very confident and comfortable with that, being easy to use for all the fans. But yeah, once you download that, all you have to do is just go there and click, and the games will be right in front of you. And there's no credit cards. Everything's going to be free. We are going to have ad breaks like everybody's accustomed to, but that is how the economics will work. But we're confident that the delivery of the game will be as good, if not better, than it was under the old way.
And there's more than just the game on there, right? There's other content for Stars is that from the site, the same type of stuff that would be on the site?
Yep, we're going to create a number of what I'll call shoulder content, sideline programming, whatever you want to name it, that will go to support not only the games but just overall Stars fandom. So we're going to do behind the scenes stuff with the players. Some of that's being worked on with the broadcast and production crews right now. And we're going to have some surprises. We're going to have other content too. Some of it's going to be announced on September 11th. I think sports fans in Dallas are going to be excited about. Certainly our fans will be. And that's going to be one of the things that we'll work on to continue to evolve, adding compelling content to the app so that there's something there 24/7.
So let me sum this all up for you.
Please.
Razor signed off on this.
Razor has signed off on this. Razor and Josh will be a big part of this.
So were they consulted through all this, or is this just out of their...
Oh, no, they were absolutely consulted.
Razor would feel terrible if he wasn't.
No, Razor was a big part of it, and he's been behind the scenes. And certainly as we were going along throughout this whole process, I would give, kind of check-ins to the broadcast crew. And I remember I was in Montreal in February with our production staff, our director, Razor, and I was giving them kind of the preview that this is the direction that we were going to go to. And I think all of them were really, really excited. I think everybody started, and they had good questions. Again, it's complicated, and there's no real true right or wrong answer as to what to do. But I think the guys all, after hearing from me, got really, really excited, Razor included, about kind of pioneering this and being on the forefront of what we think is ultimately going to be how local sports are disseminated to their fans.